Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. What I'm creating for you, for the collective today, is, or could be, just a simple, relaxing video with some food for thought and encouragement, if you want to play it in the background or use it to fall asleep. I'm definitely going to be talking a bit, but I'll try to keep it soft and pleasant. For those of you who are here knowing the work that I do and what I'm really passionate about, this is an ASMR style by proxy supportive energy work session. And our theme is to support the comprehension, the understanding of disappointment, and how we can use this feeling that is certainly inevitable to come up over and over and over and over and over again for us as a tool, as in something that can be mastered, something that can be pushing you forward instead of holding you back, So let's set our candle and we'll talk a little bit about it. Alright? Set our intention is what I meant to say. We can't help but feel disappointed sometimes. It's a lesson like everything else. The basic premise of disappointment is having an ideal in your mind or hoping something works out a certain way, or going to the store to find strawberries only to find out there are no strawberries. It's wanting and then being denied or feeling denied. Maybe being guided would be a better way to say it. Being kind of passed along on our path in some way. For example, disappointment in relationships, whether that's, meeting someone and a potential new friendship or a potential new networking person, person you could work with that way. Only to find out that maybe they're busy, or maybe they're flaky, or maybe they weren't what you were hoping it would turn into, or rather it's not the person, but the space between. It didn't work out the way you wanted it to. And the reason that I've brought up disappointment is because we experience it so often, and it is truly one of the biggest feelings that throws us off our game, throws us off of our alignment with what we want. The truth is that it can and is a way to refine what we want, and without creating tunnel vision, still create the target of our desire, the target of what we want to experience in our life more clearly. It also teaches us, perhaps, that we need to reinforce some kind of boundary, or again, get it a little more clear. The strawberries at the grocery store is not a great example, but who hasn't gone to the store before to get something only to find that they don't carry it, or it's not there, and maybe you have to go to another store, or maybe you have to change your recipe or whatever. And what happens there, and I know this is so basic and so simple, but essentially you have a choice, right? You have a choice to be like, oh, I came all the way here for these freaking strawberries and they're not here. Or be like, well, I'm here now. What else could I do? What can I change? Where's the blessing of this situation? And when it comes to expectations, let's say, of relationships, it teaches you. So if you make a new friend and you find out, you're like, oh, this is going to be my my snowboarding friend. I don't snowboard, but like this is going to be this friend, or this person's going to teach me this, or and then that doesn't work out that way. It shows you, wow, I really had you can feel it, like, oh wow, I really have my heart set on this relationship in my head in some way. And I know that's not reality and I can't control other people, but wow, I'm really feeling this disappointment now. And I see that like this means something to me. So let me work on that. And then maybe as you're manifesting that new friendship or new collective to hang out with, to go on trips with, or whatever it is, you'll be a little more clear on what you want and move from that place. Alternatively, it can be something to reflect on, to see within ourselves. Am I too rigid? Why do I have this like attachment to how things play out? Is this leaning into a zone? Is this pulling me in this disappointment? Is this attachment and then connected disappointment leading me into feeling negative, quote unquote negative, feeling like I'm not good enough, feeling like I'm never gonna get it, feeling like this always happens? And if so, maybe we should work on our detachment. So those are going to be the themes today. To find the mastery of disappointment, and also to feel less attachment on external things to keep you happy. And I find that very tricky because I did a video for Patreon a few months back on vibration, because someone there had requested a lesson session on how to raise your vibration. And essentially, raising your vibration is great, but like, why? It's more powerful to understand vibration, understand how you can raise your vibration, but there are times you want it dropped, because inevitably the law of rhythm exists. There is a push and pull, there is an ebb and flow, and that movement needs to be there. You need to feel disappointed. I'm sorry to tell you. You need to feel disappointment. It's like this reset, it's this pullback, it gives you an opportunity for clarity. But if you connect with that disappointment in a way that, again, is like disempowering, like, oh, this always happens, oh, there's no good people out there, oh, I'm never going to get what I want, oh, why are there all these challenges? And even just in general, like, linger in disappointment instead of feeling it and working with it. Linger in it, like, and it's like kind of sulky on the inside, at least. It's not serving you. So you just want to essentially bring awareness to that feeling and make it yours. Make it a strength. If you're able to, I'd like for you to focus on something that's disappointed you recently. Or ever. I'm sorry that my mind always goes to these basic situations like money, love, health, friendships. Those are so important, obviously. But let's say it's relationship stuff. And let's say you got out of a relationship, or something ended and you realize it's not right for you, or whatever. And we start to think of like the bad stuff, right? Like, oh, that was wrong of them, or oh, then they did this. Oh yeah, that's how they let me down. Which is important to acknowledge. It's so windy outside. I don't know if you can hear that. It's crazy windy. We got a iguanas falling out of trees right now, windy and cold in Florida, in the tropics. So instead of focusing on the negative of the relationship, and yes, the things that were not aligned, it's like, okay, I thought we'd be together. Oh, I thought that we were going to take that trip. Oh, I gotta start over. Oh, those kind of feelings nobody likes. But if we catch it and we're aware, it can be, yeah, but now I know how to cook that thing. Or yeah, but they taught me how to do this. Or oh, but I was able to do this because I felt supported by them. Or, but the fact that they didn't do all that stuff for me and I had to do it myself showed me how strong I was. Or, yeah, they were kind of a dick, but they listened to really good music and I found out a lot of bands and music that I love and is like such a part of my tools, or like the things that I get excited about now. Like there's so much in big and small, So, excuse me. So, let's light our candle and set an intention. On behalf of your and my and everyone else's highest and greatest good, in perfect comfort and alignment. Our intention today is, of course, as always, to support balance, harmony, alignment with your desires, with what your soul is asking for, your alignment with your path, with your comprehension, with your purest connections to love and what motivates you, what brings you joy, what teaches you, of course, all of these things. But more specifically, or to add a more defined intention as well, it's my intention to support the awareness of the emotional state of disappointment, to work in our energetic subtle body, to support, again, that awareness, and then the right step after that, the most supportive step, the thing that empowers, the thing that gets us back on track and harnesses that disappointing energy into forward momentum, forward projection, defining more what we want, releasing attachments on how things will play out. And I don't mean, of course, having our boundaries questioned or pushed, and I don't mean settling, or like, oh, whatever, who cares? I don't mean that. I don't mean apathy, but a comfortable knowing that nothing has to work out a certain way necessarily, and that one person cannot be everything for you, nor can one job or one place or one thing in general. There are so many things which holistically compile to support your happiness, your path, your unique kind of, quote unquote mission or calling, dharma. Right? And if you'd like to set your own intention here, please just have a look at this flame and set an intention for yourself. Right. I'm just going to take off my ring for a sec. This is a really beautiful ring that I got from, I'll put it below because I'm sure everybody Vita. It's like an aura treated stone on a gold ring. It's really pretty. So I'm going to first start with this resist mist, this clearing mist. We're going to work in the aura to start. And that wind is howling. Wow. Just let it clear out. Connect with the wind. Let it move. Bring freshness. New ideas. New perspectives. I'm seeing the shape of Taurus right away. A little stubborn, a little comfortable, sensual, creature comforts. Alright, so just focusing to connect with you, the collective, connect with your form, connect with your form here. And I just want to scan through the subtle body with the intention of channeling and supporting flow for epiphanies, for clarity, for empowerment, and for the release of rigid attachments, of tunnel vision, of a disempowered expectation, or a requirement of the external to support your internal when it doesn't work that way, does it? So let's connect with flow. Just through the subtle body here, all the way down your etheric form. Just movement. Tempering, balancing, harmonizing. You know what they say about like gratitude and how important it is, and like my gratitude journal and all this. And it's almost one of those words that is so ingrained in the, conscious culture that I don't say it loses its power. It's like of the most beautiful things, but we've heard it so much that it almost takes away from how important it is, And when we can find gratitude in every situation, especially the more uncomfortable ones, the disappointing ones, the hard lessons, or the letdowns, we're mastering our circumstance. All is mind. Alright, just gonna walk around you and work with this mist in the back as well. Alright, so just going back over the head, down the back of the head, again moving in this kind of fluid motion, supporting flow, the in and out, the ahas, the epiphanies, the clarity, new thought, and releasing rigidity, attachments, disempowerment. Just going to show you some stones that I brought out for this session. This one is Kambaba stone, and it's very good for placing at the back of the head to reprogram. So if you have one of these, that's how I like to use it. They're stunning. This is probably my favorite mineral crystal. Like, isn't it gorgeous? It's also very fertile, rich for growth, creating something new, creating a new lifestyle, creating a new kind of empress, fertility. Didn't you know? I have and am everything, and I exist that way. Nothing needs to complete me. Another heart shape. This is one of my favorites as well. This is a star ruby. Isn't it stunning? By the way, I'm growing out my hair and it's in a really awkward stage and I don't know what to do with it, so help. Send me hair growth energy. But I love this one for the grounding and for the strength, and I think that will serve us very well to work with as we're learning to ground our emotions and let them guide us on the path versus getting stuck in a uncomfortable feeling for too long, for more than necessary. It's just so beautiful. This is an aura treated, like angel aura, I guess it's called, quartz stone. And the aura coating is a metal, a metallic bond, which really supports a slipperiness to support, like, letting go of feeling disappointed, of course, but also this, like, energy protecting, not letting things get too close to you, not letting, and, you know, intimacy is beautiful, it's not what I'm talking about, but I mean, like, letting things get in a more dependent way. And we're in Aquarius season as I'm recording this, and Aquarius season is shimmying away from stuff, you know, it's like, miss me with that. So I think that this can be helpful for Aquarians, or Aquarius energy, I mean, but also just love the slippery kind of protected, I'm here, you're there. I love when we can come together and create something beautiful and have some fun and, you know, make some money or take that trip or whatever it is. But I'm also okay. I'm okay if that doesn't work out. I'll still take a trip. I'll still make money. I'll still do it all, you know? We'll all do it all. Here's a really cute little Carnelian Crab, which I brought in for the intention of supporting the balance of the emotional, because we don't want to be numb, you know, we don't want to deny these feelings as they come up. It's a guide. Ooh, I feel let down. Ooh, why? Why do I feel that way? What can I do? How can I turn this into a strength? Not like rejecting it, like, oh no, I'm not disappointed. No, like, you have to feel it. That's the whole thing with all of this, is the validation and the experience, but then letting it out so it doesn't stick around too long. So it has to be felt, which is why I brought out the carnelian. I have a few stones still. Sorry, it's gonna be a lot. And I'm just placing them around the candle here. This is in yellow fluorite tumble. And this is really good for working with people, like creative projects together. the reason I brought it out for our session is that, and seeing that even when things don't work out the way we wanted them to, something is working out. There's some lesson, there's some connection in teaching, even if it's like, oh, I want that, oh, it didn't work out, oh, I'm disappointed. Oh, I want to eat strawberries, oh, they don't have strawberries, oh, I'm disappointed. Even if it's like that part, then it's the lesson comes after. And like the strawberry example is really terrible, so I'll try to stop using it. But what will we do in that situation, you know? Well, they have blackberries. Maybe your body needed blackberries more, you know? Maybe it's for a good reason. Or maybe you have to go to another store, and maybe at that store you run into someone, or you think about something on the drive over, or anything. Like, there's always cause and effect, you know? And if we let that momentum, that cause and effect, come from something that didn't work out, it will inevitably twist in, roll in to something that is supportive, for something that was beneficial, or that we can easily recognize, rather, as beneficial. So I don't know, I thought about this as in like that creative thing together, even when it's not quite together, if that makes sense. Have you ever had a crush on someone, and then you find out that they're in a relationship, or that they're just not interested? I feel like we've all been there. And what can that teach you? Wow, I really want love in my life. Look how excited I got over that. Or, wow, like, I forgot that I could have those kind of feelings. Or if it's a job offer, or a shift, or going out on your own in your career, and you want, okay, I'm gonna do my own thing, I'm gonna have, you know, starting my business. And then, like, you have the first year is really tough, and you're really disappointed every month when you're going over your numbers. It's like, it's teaching you to change something. So here we have Bird's Eye Jasper, and I love this one for the support of seeing the bigger picture. Seeing the whole perspective. Similarly, this is a Spiderweb Jasper, and I wanted it for the reminder that all of this is connected. Even the uncomfortable feelings can be connected to a cord or a traveling zone or something. Picturing a spider web that gets you to the view or the point that you wanted to get to. But it can go the other way. You can ride the disappointment into a part that really spirals downward too. So it's just like, what do you want to do? And as I was speaking on the the law of rhythm and the need for movement, if you know that feeling shitty, really, really shitty, will inevitably swing you forward, and you want to ride that wave, then it's okay to let disappointment like really wash over you, really indulge in it, as long as you know that it will clear, and that, you know, you have an awareness again. But that's a dangerous game for people to play who don't have experience in monitoring their emotions, who don't have the discipline, you know, to ride that wave. Because what's going to happen then is that if you're letting that shitty feeling come in and you're like down, 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 when you go forward, you're going to launch up, and also that can't be sustained, so you'll inevitably come back down, and now you're creating this like extreme situation, which no one really likes all that much, you know. Maybe some people, but it's not really what we're typically looking for. We don't want to be tossed around for the most part, you know. The middle is good. The wobble, the neutrality, the middle space is the most comfortable space, and it is the space of allowing true growth. So picture your spider web, and when you're on one line or the other, where do you want to go from here? Right, almost done with the crystals. This one is called Covalite. It's another one of my favorites. It's a very dark, if I'm not mistaken, iron, copper rich, very dark blue mineral. I find this one to just be very strong and very empowering in general. Solid, heavy, dense, like most of the stones that I've shared with you. Because we want that wholeness, you know? We want that feeling of wholeness. It's very supportive. So Covalite can be really good for that. It's also very good for keeping the upper chakras of the third eye and throat to be grounded, to be connected in ways so you can see and figure things out and problem solve, but also like just very solid as well. These are a bit harder to find. Finally, a little fossil. And we're going to use this. Let's do a little cutting. Don't worry, it's not too sharp. It's just, you know, visually I hope it doesn't trigger anyone. I'm sorry if it does. But we're going to just kind of cut through these past storylines. Cut through these cords, and I don't mean cut them off. I mean like make little incisions to send this supportive healing to start rewriting your story. To start rewriting your story, to start thinking in new ways or having perspective in new ways that supports more loving detachment. I think loving detachment is, for whatever reason, so hard for people, for some people, for many people. We want to own things, we want to control things, we feel like we have some kind of claim to this world, and it's like, you don't. You don't. The only thing that you claim in this world is your actions and what they, again, lead to cause and effect, and from a smaller picture to a bigger picture, extended. But like, ashes to ashes, we don't own anything here. We're experiencing things. So instead of thinking of how something didn't work out, or having some kind of thing come that's a letdown and then we lead to disappointment, instead of that, let's send through these little like hairline kind of wispy like doodads that I'm seeing like on these like roots, I guess, with like hairs, it kind of looks like, to support this like love of the experience, you know, like that's where our focus should be always. Love of the experience, love of what was beneficial to us, love of what taught us something, and not an attachment to like, I want to own you, I want to own this, things have to work out this way, you have to be my best friend, you have to call me every night, like, or whatever it is, or like I have to have this much money, or nothing could go wrong on this trip, or like whatever it is, like it's the experience. So to attach to experience is like the only thing, right? The only thing. And of course, like improving ourselves and following our path and stuff. Alright, so the fossil I've chosen, like I said, as a tool, but also because I want to go deep into these roots, these lines, these like past life experiences or early life experiences, if that's more comfortable for you, and send this appreciation of the experience down all of these lines to the past, to the future, to the present, most importantly, and really connect with that space, because it's like just amazing. All right, so I'm just focusing my hand on my higher heart. My intention, of course, is only to support, only, of course, ever honoring your free will and the free will and discernment of your higher self, your higher intelligence. But let's connect through time and space with these dimensional kind of connections to your inner child, to your past lives, to your karma, to your dharma, to your perspective, to your chakra points, your energy points, to your subtle body, to your future, and the way you move and navigate in your future. So we're just going to focus. I'm just trying to see what spots are speaking. It seems a lot of throats. So I'm just going to make these cute little spots. I'm actually going to change the focus for you because I like that. We're just going to go down the throat, down to the upper chest, the higher heart area. Focus on the experience and enjoying the experience, not controlling or containing the experience. We are light. It is passing through us. That is what's so beautiful. I feel like that's why we enjoy standing under the shower or standing in these flow kind of physical experiences like water or wind. Because it really kind of connects to that, doesn't it? Right. Now we want to focus on channeling the appreciation of the experience, the release of trying to control or dictate anything in a tunnel vision way, in a rigid way. Yes, you have a unique path. Yes, your heart calls you to certain directions, and there are things you want, of course. And of course, if you can think of it, it is possible. But what I mean more, of course, is more of the inflexibility or the letdown or the things that don't support. So I just want to focus on that appreciation, that gratitude of this experience. It is such a gift. It is such a phenomenon. Focus on the third eye area, the mental movie screen, your inner vision, your subtle senses, your subconscious, your higher mind. It feels happy. I don't know, it feels good. It's like, yes. I'm just going to carry it over towards the ear. Holding the field, holding the intention of you connecting with the clearest images or the clearest feelings or the clearest words or whatever it is for you that tell you what you're called to, that tell you what you're called to experience. To reflect and allow your mental movie screen to show you your past disappointing experiences, but allow them to be processed from this empowered state. And see what was the strength to you. Now I'm just going to kind of pull it around towards the back. What can you recall as this blessing in disguise? What are those relationships? What did they teach you? What did they allow you to discover about yourself, about the way you view life, about what's important to you? And then just at the back of your head, focused on the mouth of God, the seal chakra. Allowing yourself to twist any disappointing experience and manipulate it, of course, on behalf of the highest and greatest good, into a space of strength, into a place of knowledge, into an experience that serves your highest. Okay. Got this gorgeous Venus oil from Vala's Perfumery. Show you. It's so pretty. And it's funny too, because Venus does rule Taurus. It also rules Libra. And Libra has a little of an indifference to it, we could say. I'm just going to take this. I don't want to spill it, so I'm just trying to do this a little awkward. I'm just going to put a couple drops in my palm. Smells amazing. So if Taurean energy can be a little stubborn, a little holding on, and a little, like, I want this, like, that can happen with Taurus. And Libra's like, whatever, sure, cool, yeah, maybe, I don't know, you tell me. I want to be in the middle a little. And obviously, there's so much more to those zodiacs. So I'm not trying to say that that's all what they're about. They just have the common Venus theme. Alright. We're just going to focus on sending in this lovely, lovely, lovely energy of like how you feel when you look at a painting that really, like, you really love it. Or how you feel when you listen to music and you put it on loop because you want to hear it again and again, and you're just like, oh, I love how this makes me feel. Or when you eat an amazing meal that you like don't want to end, you know? Let's connect with that first, like the thing that we enjoy, but also the thing we know that ends, like meals and songs and kisses or whatever. And let's remember that the closing of your favorite meal, finishing your favorite dessert, should be twisted into just like, oh, that was so good. Oh, that was such a good experience. Thank you for this experience. Thank you, taste buds. Thank you, body. Thank you, universe. Thank you, chef, you know, whatever it is. Thank you, friend, for suggesting this recommendation of like restaurant or whatever. Or songs that you put on loop. You don't want them to end. Or ASMR videos. Yeah, you can always start them over. But can we also just remember the experience? And when something ends, we have that opportunity to watch something else or to listen to something else, you know? I'm sorry that my examples are so wimpy. I hope that they serve in some way. So we're kind of going up into the face area, neck and face specifically. Really like suck it in. I'm seeing like baby's breath and spring and almost like bridesmaid looking dresses or just like spring Easter dresses. I think too, tunnel vision in association with disappointment can be the sign, like, oh God, I was really attached to that. Ooh, why am I so strict with something? Why is it such limit? Why am I so disappointed that this didn't work out, or this has gone in a direction I wasn't hoping for? It tells me I'm too attached and I need to loosen up. So let me do something to loosen up. It's kind of like what we want to manifest a relationship. It should never be like, I'm manifesting Brad Pitt to come into my life. You know, like, it shouldn't be that. It should be the qualities and more open. Because whatever your target is, unless it is for you, which it can be, but regardless, if the target is for you, cool, but it might not be. There might be a better fit. There's usually an even better fit. There is. So you can use someone as an inspiration, but you can't really set it on a person, or you can't set it on a job, or you can't set it on something hard. Like, it has to be loose enough to allow for the universe to let things come through in ways that are so much better and that you could never have planned for. So let's just hold the field and have these declarations. Receive. We'll connect with, I enjoy the experience. I attach to the experience and not containing the experience. I am aware that doors open and close all day long, day in and day out, and how beautiful that is and how that supports my own development and movement and flow. With everything that does not quite work out the way I had hoped, I'm shown to be a little more clear, or I'm taught something about myself that I want more, or is more of a better fit for myself. I don't rely on the external for my peace. It all comes from within me and my ability to turn situations on their head by virtue of my own perspective. To turn the page, to write and create the me, the life, the experiences that my soul is asking for. also to support that freshness, that perspective shift, and movement. Just going to bring in this feather. Just work through the etheric form like a breath of fresh air, you know? Oh, wait a minute. I have so much good to focus on. I have so much satisfaction to focus on. Just breathe in. Breathe in clarity. Breathe in peace. Breathe in empowerment. Breathe in flexibility. Breathe in your insights, the refinement of your desires. And the wiggle room for them to reach you. The wind is so funny. I'm really curious when I play it back if you'll be able to hear it. Just gonna go through your back. Just focus with the heart for a sec. What do you want to experience? Just carry that message to the other primary energy points. For that alignment and guidance. Certainly had my share of disappointments, lately. As I've shared, my relationship has changed, and what's funny is our relationship had been over for years, and I knew this was coming, and I knew this was the plan, get to a point where this can be doable, for everyone. And it doesn't matter. It still felt disappointing. It still felt at the end, in the first few days by myself, like like I failed, or like I was let down, or oh, this isn't what I wanted, I didn't want it this way, all that. But the other part of me, right, because we're kind of a little bit two-sided, we all have like these double sides, at least double sides. It's like, girl, this is what you wanted, what are you doing? You know, like, this is for the best, you know that. But you still have to honor the feeling so that you can move, you know? And of course, I had a lot of other feelings going on too. It wasn't just that. But it was part of it. Starting over is hard. But it's not half as hard as trying to make something that doesn't work. So just pulling some energy up your spine and over your head and down the front of your body very gently and kind of in a curly motion, so that there's a real like space covered for some more pull, some more force to get you moving forward methodically, in a strong, empowered way. I feel like a little pressure up at the crown area. So maybe some of you are feeling a little detached, maybe you're feeling a little depressed or isolated, or just wanting to escape either. I'm not really picking up. It's my left side, so maybe you're feeling detached. Maybe, yeah, you can agree with cause and effect, but it doesn't change how you feel isolated at the same time. Use a little aura stone. It's going over the ground. Picking up a fear of connecting, of feeling like it's maybe better to be alone or do it your own, or I don't know, just like popping up. Like this like atheist, agnostic kind of energy is what it feels like, and you know, no judgment, like, at all. I just mean that's what it feels like in this almost, I don't know, like choice of like, forget it, like I'm just not gonna believe or forget it. So I'm just trying to focus on that. I'm seeing like a pitchfork. It's almost like some of you or one of you has this feeling of like, forget it, I'll just do it the hard way, if that means being alone or something, or if that means things not working out, or I'm not going to get my hopes up anymore because what's the point? Like, so let's just cultivate some joy. Let's focus on joy and kind of pulling that through. I just want to bring like some heat and energy to my hands here. And focus on the sacral. And just calling this energy down through the head, down through the center of the body, through the chest, through the abdominal area, to kind of well in the emotional center, the sacral area. Yeah. Okay, so sacral's just coming up a bit. Alright, so I'm just going to place my hands here in the sacral area. We're going to push through. So I have my receptive hand here, like a negative magnet, calling it through. Let yourself feel, let yourself desire, let yourself be human, let yourself want connection. It's okay. I know it's hard. And sometimes we feel it is easier to do things ourselves. But that's not the point of this session. This session is not to make us numb. It's to empower this feeling so we can work with it. Right? You thought you were going to slip by. You thought I wasn't going to notice. Just kidding. Alright. Just scan the hand. Feels better. Before I did this work, when I worked for an investigative company, my responsibility was one of my responsibilities was hiring hundreds and hundreds. I'm talking hundreds, maybe more, maybe close to thousands over the 4 years I was there, of subcontractors to do some jobs. That was one of the things I had to do. And I learned very quickly that people are a liability. People will let you down. People will say they're going to show up and they don't. People will get flat tires. People will have issues. Like, people are not reliable as a general. You know what I mean? So just like you will need to take sick days and you will need to bow out from seeing your friends, or you will be tired and you can't hang out or whatever. You're part of it. We're all part of it, you know? So let's create this like freedom in that space. Let's connect with an openness in our connections, and again, focus on the enjoyment of the experience, not relying on, not giving away our power of just peace, you know? That makes it sound so bad, right? Like, oh, people are a liability. But like, dude, we are. Who's gonna hurt you more than the person you love the most? Who? You know what I mean? So, and why? It's because we love them and we trust them. And they are in our mind like someone who can only do what's good for us, but that's just not the case. Right. I'm hearing this like Bjork song in my head. It's old. It's like, I live by the ocean, and during the night I don't know, like she goes down to the water. How does it go? It's like that accordion song. I live by the ocean, and during the night, I dive into it underneath all currents, and something, damn it. Anyway, something that's coming up. I'll have to Google those lyrics. And drop my anchor. So, what is that telling me? Sorry, sometimes this happens. It's just find the pieces. I live by the ocean, and during the night, I dive into it underneath all currents and drop my anchor. This is where I'm staying. This is my home. Something like that. I haven't heard a song in ages. What can you anchor into your feelings? What feelings can you anchor yourself in? We have to stay here in this space for now of emotions and let them guide us. Alright. Sorry for that weirdness. I just gotta be authentic. What's coming up? Okay. So let's fluff our aura. I'm so sorry I keep kicking this. The floor is not squeaky here though. Just really nice for me. The accordion is such an interesting sound to it too. It sounds almost vocal. Like I love string instruments because they sound vocal because we're string instruments. That's what's communicating right now. How far freaking weird, right? But accordion kind of has it too. Like, it's like breathy. It's like, It's a beautiful song if you haven't heard it. For you youngins. I think it must be on like a debut or something. I don't know. Good luck. Good luck finding that. It's good. Alright. Just do a little scan. Sorry for the super chattiness of this video. I know not everyone likes that, but I just had a lot to say, even though I feel like I didn't get my point across, but I hope that I did. Thank you for letting me be a little piece of your past today. Thank you so much to those of you who I'm seeing next month in February here in Florida. I'm so excited to connect with you. It's going to be great. It's not a lot of people, so don't worry. We're going to have like a nice little group going on. For those of you who signed up for the trip in March, the Costa Rica trip, there are 3 spots left. It's going to be so amazing. Like, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Homies, like buddies, I can't wait to do that. That's going to be great. Thank you for those supporting me and my work on Patreon or who have signed up for Project Dusk. Just thank you, Patreons. Oh my God, you guys are the best. Thank you. You're a treat. I love you so much. So, again, thank you for letting me be a little piece of your path today. I hope that this served you in some way. From the very, very, very bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine within you, within me, to the magic that we share. All right.